I'm live again. I should be. If someone in the chat could confirm if I'm live, please. I'm still so confused with the OBS. Unbelievable. Alright. I'm live. Wonderful. Good morning, everyone. I think it's morning for most. Good morning, good morning. I can see you and hear you. Wonderful. All right, I'm live. So, today the plan will be to pass these 4 accounts. These are now on day 2, right? So my plan will be to pass them and start full porting them. And I also have 2 evils that I can reset. And then the question is whether I will purchase some more evils, because I could get another 5, right, on Tradify, because I'm basically brute forcing Tradify. Right now I have $3,170 left to use. So my thoughts are, the way I do this, when I get to the full porting part, obviously I need to pass these accounts first. I might as well do that. Let me just put this trade on then. 679, and as usual we just coin flip our way through this. Let's see. Okay, 35 for eval. Everything looks fine. So we flip. Never use the first one, it gives him a short. And I go short. Mute this tab. Actually, I'm not gonna mute it. Then I fill. Let's try again. Okay. So the first trade is on. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. One day at a time. Bear Trader, Daniel Gofa, Wafa, Alvin Ross, Satish, Alvaro Enriquez, Funded Shubham, Funded God. Good morning, everyone. Or good night, whatever it may be for you. Yeah, Funded God. The thing is, when running the Tradify accounts, it's a little bit slower because it's a 3-day pass essentially. The other firms would be way quicker, but the thing is, I haven't clocked the lifetime profits for Tradify yet, so I'm expecting to get banned at some point doing this. Well, not doing this, but when I get more cash. More lifetime payouts, which is just gonna happen inevitably, unless I get extremely unlucky with this, but we'll see. So I put the first trade on. The idea here for me is that I'm gonna actually go for the futures. When I full port, there are specific times I full port. Okay, I will show you the time frames. Now, of course, Nasdaq is moving quite a lot these days. I mean, this push yesterday was 900. No way, that was 1,000-point move. That's insane. I didn't even know that. But my point is, okay, I'm filled. So the first one is passed. Okay, this should be instantly activatable pretty soon. I'll get to that in a bit. I'm gonna send the next one now. Do that. Okay, turned it. So we don't know that. I'm actually mute that. So it doesn't distract me. So, you know how there is an Asia session you cashed in? Wonderful. Good job. Or me? Well, if it was me, then I guess I did, but we need to hit the full port as well. Okay, I have one question for you, Meg. All the profits till date you made from props with this flip method. No, I do trade with the chart. I mean, if I see price going down on like the 1 minute and I'm trying to go for something like an EVA or something, I just bet down, right? Because I'm expecting it's a trend. For full ports, it's a little bit different. Because I've always been pretty good at like expecting, okay, it's gonna go to this high or this low. So I'm gonna look at that and just bet on one of them hitting first, okay? For the flip days, I'm essentially looking for a reaction. So if this is the chart, okay, it does that. Then when price comes here to this low, for example, it could be a fair value gap, it could be any kind of low, I'm expecting just a reaction like that. Even if it goes higher, just if I get a reaction, I win the flip day. but I like the math doesn't lie, and that's what I'm trying to prove here as well. You can do it with the coin flipping as well. So, but again, back to the full porting. There are 3 specific times I would look at. There is Globex Asia. This gives room for essentially 3 full ports a day, I would say. So you have Globex Asia, that's the first full port, okay? Then you have the time, because I usually go asleep between Globex and Asia. So let's say Globex is 18, so that's 6 p.m. ET, right? 6 p.m. ET. And then London Open, which is the second time you could put a full port trade. So I'll explain. This is 3 a.m. That's right now, ET. I am expecting that between these 2 times, I would send an account a full port, and it's gonna, by the time this time starts, that's ready, okay? And that means that when this time starts, I can send a new account. Let me see how this one's doing, just mucking around. So this is one full port at 6 p.m. ET, roughly. Then this would be another full port time at 3 a.m. ET. And between, again, you guessed it, the next open would be 9:30, right, a.m. That's the New York Open. That's the third full port. So every single day, safely, because I want either to hit the liquidation or I want the TP. So every single day, you would have 3 full ports. Now it's a little bit different because now in New York it moves like 1,000 points some days. So essentially you could get a lot of full ports these days or even go for a big day once. But this is pretty consistent, all market conditions and safe. Like it's gonna hit either the take profit or stop loss if you put a trade, one trade, well, I used to put one trade around 6 p.m. It's not exact, could be 7, could be 8, doesn't really matter. And then one trade at 3 a.m. roughly, which is now, and then one trade right at the New York opening bell. If I have many accounts, I'm juggling at once. So that way I can get 3 accounts full ported in one day. So that's gonna be a little bit tough to show on stream because I can only use 2 minis and I'm going for like $2,000, which is 100 points either up or down. And that's gonna be a little bit tough for me to show on stream. It's probably not going to be possible, to be honest, if I want to speed things up. So I may have to, like, I don't know, share my Ethereum address or something to prove that I'm not doing anything fishy here. But it's possible I will have to take some full ports outside of Stream as well. But those will all be done with coin flipping, because otherwise I'm just not gonna be able to get them. Because I can't both be doing evals and full porting here. But I will take one at least today. But I also want to work on these evals because it's a wasted time to have these just sitting idle. So TAM, EST, Frankfurt Open. Yeah, I mean it could be TAM. It's just I usually do it this way. It doesn't really matter. Like I said, it's rough. Okay, looks like 6. Okay, this one is like 9 hours, and this one is 6.3, 6.5. Sorry, but it's. My main point is you could get around 3 full ports every single day, which is 3 accounts. Which is, if I would pass, I have 4 accounts, right? This. If I would pass all these, well, now I already missed Globex, right? Okay, so that's the second one hit. So that's 2 accounts passed now. I'm gonna go with the this one. I'm gonna flip that. That's a short. Do you ever use Apex trading? Hold on, I didn't fill this. Why doesn't it fill? Let's try again. There we go. I have tried Apex once with the new rules, because it's like a carrot, right? I mean, they have this Apex trader funding payout caps. Let me see. This is very enticing, right? Where is it? This is super enticing. Like, look at the 25Ks. You get $1,000, clear the buffer, pay out 1,000, pay out 2,000, pay out 3,000. This is like a dream come true, essentially, if you're trading regularly. This is, I'm not saying necessarily coin flipping these, but if you would trade regularly, the issue is they will send you live pretty quickly, especially if you're running 20 accounts like here or here. So it's not true. You can't just run through a cycle and then run through again. It doesn't work, unfortunately. But it's super enticing, I'm not gonna lie. Okay. But for this method, no, I wouldn't, because they have a buffer as well. That's another thing. I don't really like accounts that have a buffer. Like, yeah, they can have a buffer, but you need to be able to withdraw into the buffer. So, good morning for the Punisher and Prash, of course. Live mostly after one payout on 20. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That's what I heard. It's unbelievable. These prop firms, they're sending you live at like 1 day away from payout or some. Anytime you get huge sim balance, they'll send you live. It's just honestly crazy. Also, someone recommended me Funded Futures Family, but I looked it up yesterday, and there was a lot of stuff about them being scammers or something on Reddit, so I probably wouldn't run them. I was looking into them yesterday. It would be like the very, very last option. There are quite a few firms, like any firm that has a 90% split is gonna take priority of a 80% split, obviously, unless they're running a heavy discount. So for example, MyFunded Futures 80% split for now. So technically Tradify Select beats them, but then again Tradify Select has like a 3-day pass, and that really sucks. So you can actually make more even despite the 80% split, just because it's so much quicker. Topstep, yeah, well, Topstep you can still do this method on, but Topstep definitely they fell off, right? They used to be, I mean, you saw the new Topstep Octagon, right? Like, I don't even understand why they would do this. It doesn't make any sense for me. So this is for the live program. If you place first in I think profits in their live for the month, you get 100,000 extra. If you place somewhere between 51 place to 100, you get $125. But I don't understand why they would make it a competition. Well, they can say, oh, it's not a competition, it's more like a bonus thing, but you already had a bonus thing. So now you're just enticing people to take more risk to blow the live account. Why? It doesn't make sense. They are live accounts. I get that this is almost certainly cheaper for the firm, right? It's less expensive. But why do they do that on live? I don't really understand. Topstep used to be like really good, but what I can say is they are still really good for. Oh, that's 3 in a row now, so that's 3 past accounts. Topstep is still really good for doing this specific method, what I'm doing right now. So if you're not banned, technically you could run this. I mean, that's what I did, and I'm banned now, but that's another short. Okay. When are you upgrading? In a bit, probably. I will. I also want to hit these accounts though. It feels a little bit of a waste of time if I don't hit these as well. Because if I wouldn't be streaming all the time, then if I wasn't on stream, I could just keep this running essentially 12 hours if I wanted to, right? And then it would be very easy to be efficient, because I know I could full port now this, and then later in the PM I could work on the evils or something. But I'm not really trying to do too much off stream. Some I have to, because it's just not gonna hit otherwise. I wouldn't get anywhere. Let me see. Not many firms out there, right? Once you already max sim cap on a few good ones, that's like forcing live traders to compete. And I thought you also make money from live. Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But there are. I don't know. The first question, like, are there many firms out there? It depends on what you mean. Like, if we are talking about this specific method, what I'm doing, I would say, off the top of my head, Topstep is one. This is in no order. Topstep, Tradify, Lucid, of course. I can't type. Lucid. What is going on here? Lucid. MyFunded Futures. A Blue Guardian seems promising, but I don't know how they run their discounts, so that's a question mark. What am I missing here? I'm not sure if I'm missing something, but at least these are viable for what I'm doing here, and that's already like 20 accounts, so you could run multiple firms at once there. Oh, that's what I did, but I'm not sure if that answers your question. Max, do you trade anything besides NQ? What about silver at firms? Yeah, you could do silver, absolutely. It's just I'm just used to NQ, honestly. I'm used to how it moves. I know all the commissions and everything, but you could definitely use silver. I mean, maybe silver might even be better, to be honest, because it's just more volatile. I mean, I did a lot of crude oil when it was moving a lot, but yeah, I think absolutely you can do silver. I just don't have experience with it, but it's probably even better, to be honest. Depends on how it moves. I'm not sure how they cap the contracts now. I don't know anything about metals, to be honest. I don't touch them. So yeah, Funded Guard, the thing is, oh, that's 4 in a row now. Funded Guard, the thing is, the longer you run it, the bigger the sample size and the more it's gonna converge against. I mean, it's basic probabilities, right? The more, if you flip a coin 10 times, you may get 8 heads and 2 tails. But if you flip a coin 1,000 times, now you're getting much more even distribution of like 50-50. It just takes time. Okay, so those are hit. I don't know if they disappear immediately. I don't think so. I'm just gonna go ahead and work on these day ones. So it's like I wasn't worried on day one just because I was a little bit unlucky then. Because I know the longer I run it, the higher the likelihood is that it's gonna work out. Wow, it jumped hard there. It was like 700 at the first second. The more accounts I run and the longer I run it, the bigger the volume, the bigger the quantity, the bigger the probability is that it's gonna follow the math, right? So it's really all about just keep going. And even I have been hit with absolutely terrible variance. First of like start of May, I had the worst variance ever. I just lost everything over and over. It was just unbelievable. But then I got like an insane run. I got like just an insane run towards the end of May. I think when I went for flip days, I won like 49 flips in a row or something. And that's risking like 2000 make 200. It sounds like easy, but it's not. That's very good. That's very good variance. So that's 5 in a row. And again, how much analysis am I doing here really? Not a whole lot. And I think like towards the end as well, or when this experiment is over, whatever you want to call it, we can also run the math based on the accounts purchased and the resets and see how much it's differing from what is expected. And I've done it before, and many times it's almost like exactly at where you could expect it to be. So yeah. Magnus, do you trade? Oh, I already read that. What's your top 5 prop firms for now? I mean, it's probably those that I mentioned. Lucid, MyFun Futures, Tradify. I probably have to throw in Topstep there as well. And then, if we're talking only about futures, I don't know what a futures prop firm would be on the 5th place. It's a little bit tough, but there's surely some. I just can't think of right now. But I mean, MyFun Futures, for example, is just insane with the pro account, right? It's there's nothing like it really. Maybe Take Profit Trader, that could be one, but it's for actual trading then, not for doing this. Doing it on intraday, someone asked me yesterday, like doing it on intraday is really difficult, the calculations. So I haven't done it. I'm not sure if it's even possible, because when you make money, you lose money. You lose drawdown. It's kind of tough, to be honest. But they are good accounts if you can trade. Yeah, cheesy balls. It's going crazy today. But you know, it can turn at any point. I can get 10 losses in a row on this account, for example. So, but it's just you just keep going essentially. Have you tried Funded Next? I have. I think I'm net profitable lifetime on Funded Next. I went with the legacy accounts, but that was actual trading last year. I haven't flipped with them. The issue is that they require you to have, like, look at this. Futures minimum RR rule or something like that. But this is CFD, so that's not correct. I can't. I don't know if I can find it. Maybe I saw it from the Discord. But the terms state that you need to have a risk reward of bigger than 5 to 1, which is 0.2 or something, or you need to place a stop loss within a certain time, which it doesn't make a lot of sense if you use the entire account as the stop loss. So it doesn't really work on them. And they have micro scalping rules, all kinds of penalties. So it's really difficult, which is good for them. I mean, it's smart that they did that because it discourages people like me. It could work, but it's just way more difficult, and I need to actually focus not to get burnt. So, good morning, Sia Trades. Have you tried fun? Oh, I read that. Sorry. How often do you leave runners for full ports and flip days at Funder stage, or are you pretty strict with that? I'm pretty strict, yeah. You could leave runners. What I do, I will say, again, going for huge day ones, right? You go for like 4,000 or 6,000 something on day one, it's better. The bigger you get day one, the better it is, because the higher the probability of your flips to hit, because you have a bigger buffer, but also you're making use of that fake drawdown and the extra added drawdown. So again, you start with 2,000 fake drawdown, make 2,000, now you have 4,000. You use that 4,000 to make an additional 4,000. That's a 50-50 chance, right? At this point. But if you tried from 2k making 4k, then that's like a 1/3, right? So a 33% chance. So the bigger you draw down, the easier it is for you to make more, right? And the same goes like if you have a big buffer, it's easier for you to hit the. That's the first loss of the day, by the way. It's easier for you to hit the winning days as well. But the only issue is you lose on the variance. Well, you don't lose on the variance, but you need a bigger bankroll. But you will probably make more, most likely, going for big targets. So I do like going for big targets, but for this, like, I don't trust my bankroll being big enough for that. So it was a short. Okay. By the way, good tip yesterday, don't watch the chart when you enter into a coin flip trade. Saves you. Yeah, technically, well, I have this setup, right? This is pretty specific. This shows me the spread up here. This is the order ticket in case, you know, I need to place a stop loss manually if something goes wrong. This you can't see because my camera is in the way, but it tells me where I entered and of course what's working and what's filled, and I can cancel it from here. This shows me just on the dome kind of the same thing, and I can see where my orders are. So I'm short now, right? I'm short here from this red, and my buy limit is it's right there, so it's this green one. But I mostly use this join bid and join ask, that's why it's here. And this is pretty important as well. I need to keep track of the accounts, of course. I do have positions here too, but it's kind of the same thing as I can see in orders. I mean, or in accounts. I mean, I don't really need it. Performance center is decent because you can check, like if I go to an account that let's see, an account that I took on. Oh, I picked the only one that I didn't trade on. 1118. Not. Oh my goodness. 1151. There we go. So you can see all trades. This is the average time, 3 minutes, and was I in the trade for 3 minutes on that one? That's crazy. It felt much shorter. Either way, I can check. Okay, did I adhere to the micro scalping? Because sometimes they can hit pretty quick. Be it the stop loss. Well, stop loss doesn't really matter, right? Because you're blown out. But if it hits the take profit, and I'm not sure if it exceeded the minimum required time, which is fine. You can hit it sometimes as long as like 50% of your trades or something of profits are above the 10 seconds. Now, then you can check it from the performance center. So that's why I have it here. It's very specific. But again, if I would have a chart here, maybe visually for you it would be nicer. But if you do this and you don't really know what's going on in the chart, I'm 100% sure that your cortisol levels, so your stress levels, will be lower if you don't watch the chart, at least in the beginning. For me, I was telling Funded God this yesterday. For me, this is not really anything special. I can be almost completely detached because I used to run 150k accounts, and the price of that was like 3 times I think, or maybe at least double, and lower probability to hit than the 50Ks. Or I used to run batches of 50K, which is even more expensive than 150K solo. So that would be like one trade determines the fate of all these accounts. I would batch them up, and then they either fail or they succeed, right? So doing separate 50Ks is not really that stressful for me anymore. But sure, in the beginning, especially because there was no proof other than the math that this would work. So of course it was a little bit stressful, but I just trusted the math. And I'm not incorrect on the math. There was one mistake that I did in the video. Someone pointed out in the comment section. When I did the ROI computation, I ended up, the first payout was like plus $34. And then the second one was like 900. What you needed to do is you needed to also multiply it with the probability of getting that, which was like 59%. So either 31% you lose and you don't get the payout too, or 59% you get it. And then add that to the 34. So the ROI wasn't 130% yet at that point. But in the long run it is. It is like a double. If you compute all payouts, so payout 2, payout 3, payout 4, payout 5, then it becomes around a doubling. So, good morning trader 007NQ. Most probably with this flip method at least you should recover back from it. Yeah, but look. I'm not worried. I'm almost certain. Unless I get extremely unlucky, then I'm certain that I'll end up in profit. So it's just on a month by month basis, I haven't lost once. So but other than that, the math is correct. I just forgot to multiply it, so the percentage ROI was lesser. But I also didn't add all the payouts. So payout 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, 3, 4, 5 and live. So I will probably do like a proper video on the math, because that seems to be what most are interested in. Of course, some want to like study in detail like how I'm doing this, and I appreciate that, of course. But most seem interested in just the math, which makes a lot of sense. So I might just do like a proper organized video over the weekend. I hope I have time, and then upload that. I don't want it to be too long. Worst case, it could be like 30 minutes. I know, because I tried to upload one of those videos to X once, and it was like 30 minutes, so I didn't upload it because I felt no one's gonna watch it. But preferably I would like to have it like at 10 minutes or something. But depends on who I want to cater to as well. That was a blower, by the way. 2434. I'll have to go and start resetting some accounts here as well. I'll just watch this trigger. There we go. So okay, we can activate this. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I always go with the flex. Why? Because the DLL is 1000 here. This doesn't have a DLL, which means I can use more leverage. So I would never pick this. Always flex. Activate funded. Okay, so now I have 4 sim accounts. What I'll do before that is just I'm gonna reset this so I don't forget. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, did I blow that? Yeah, okay, so I got... Wait, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so 2 losses, right? I think, I don't think I refreshed. Yeah, and I had 2 losses from yesterday, which I didn't reset. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay. Just do this. Use DC, Arbitrum, that is my preferred method. And I understand that some may not have the bankroll for this and stuff like that, but no, this is also a pretty, like, compared to what I did before, this is not a big scale. But I'm still running a lot of accounts here. So if you're just running one account, it's really not that expensive. Like I'm using a lot of cash here just to speed things up, and and stuff, because I trust it, and also because it would be boring. There wouldn't be anything to show if I did one trade a day or something, really. But of course, like, let's say you need to feed your kid or something, then don't use that money to take a shot at like overall, even in general, like, it wouldn't make sense to like, if you actually need the money, that it doesn't make sense to put it in trading. If like it's the money itself determines whether you can pay your rent or something. Now, I've been there, and trust me, I used the money I needed to pay for rent to try to make more on, and it wasn't good, I'll tell you, most of the time. But it's sad because everything is so expensive nowadays. My theory is that there is not much, like, going gambling is almost I've said this before, it's almost the safer option in a sense, because that's the only way you can hit it big. Everything is so damn expensive. I know some of you may know this guy from Twitter. His name is Dan Emmons. He has some good posts about it. Because I'm telling you, I would not have got out of the hole I was in if I didn't start betting big. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. So my plan is here. I'm resetting the evals that I blew out, and I'm probably gonna keep working on them before I full port, but I will full port here on stream as well, the rest. But I would like to have the evals like progressed before I start doing that. That way I'm not wasting time, because technically I'm wasting time if I go a day by but I'm not, when I haven't hit day one of the eval phase. I'll also check the comments in just a bit. I just need to do this. Okay, I'll also show you the wallet balance. Okay, so here's the wallet balance now. So we've spent almost 50% of the wallet balance so far. Almost. Not quite, but almost. Okay, we do that. Just remove that. And then I'm gonna... Okay, so now you need to be a little careful, but it's gonna decline if you try doing 4 minions on these fresh. But these are sim accounts, right? The FT, DFU. 3851791. Because I will keep working on those a little bit more. Okay. Cheesy Balls, how's work? I get you're at work right now. Magnus, you missed my question. Sorry. Let me see. What's your question? Channel activity. Why not full port 2 days unfunded? Risk 2k to make 2k. Boom, now you have 4k. Then aim for 3 basics and pull max payout, the probability. Why not? Wait, hold on. Why are you asking me here? Why not full port 2 days unfunded? Risk 2k to make 2k, but 2 days. But okay, like, I get your question. You want the full port unfunded 2 days. You risk 2k on day 1 to make 2k, and then 2k on day 2 to make 2k. But that doesn't literally make sense. It would make much more sense to do that in day 1 then. So it would make a lot more sense to risk 2k on day 1 to make 2k, or actually in one trade even just make 4k. That would make a lot more sense than waiting for day 2, because the only thing you're gonna do is you're gonna wait for the trading drawdown to... It's gonna get tighter, so you have less probability to hit it on day 2, because you have less leverage to use, because your trading drawdown is gonna mean that day 2 you will have 2,000 to use. Now it's just real profit. It's no longer fake profits. Right. So, but if you do it on day 1, you have the fake profits 2k here, and you have the real profits 2k. So you have 4k to use. So hitting an additional 2k is much easier. Because what is the probability of that? Stop loss divided by TP plus stop loss, right? Your stop loss in that case would be 4,000, okay? So 4k. Your take profit would be 2k, and then plus your 4k. So this is the fake drawdown and profit of trade 1. That's the same thing as, I'm just gonna remove the case here, so it becomes 4 out of 6, which we can further do like that. So it's 2 out of 3, which is around 67% almost probability. But if you do it on day 2, it's gonna be like 2, that's your stop loss 2, divided by your stop loss again 2 plus 2. So now it's 2 out of 4, which is 1 out of 2, which is 50%. So you have like a 17% bigger chance almost if you do it on day 1. So it makes a lot more sense to go with it day 1. Did I hit the trade? It does look like I did. Yeah. Okay, good. Pretty volatile today. I like it. I like volatility when doing this because it just makes things so much quicker. If it doesn't move, then it takes ages. Okay, let me see. Do you have any other business or job, Mag, that you do beside this prop firm thing? Not really. I mean, I get paid pretty well by MyFunny Futures, and now also I'll get paid a salary from Alpha because I had excess sim profit, so I'm doing pretty well, like financially. I don't really need to do that, and the reality is, doing this prop firm sim thingy, it's paid me really like a handsome profit. I couldn't find that kind of profit in a regular job, to be honest. But I don't have another job. I mean, technically the stream is my real job. In my opinion, at least, I get paid a very fair chunk. In fact, Aaron was like, he was asking like, okay, well, if you do some extra work, how much more are you expecting? I was like, I expect this much. And they was, nah, that's too little. So he added a little extra on it. He's a really great guy. Like Aaron he's been a game changer for the MyFunny Futures stream. If you're running one account, it gives you more pressure because it's blown your red. It's obviously less pressure. In a sense, yes, Thundergod. In a sense, it's true. But then again, I mean, you will also see more blown accounts if you run more accounts. If you run just one account, and let's say you do the first trade, you just hit take profit. That's it. You're done. There's nothing more to do. You don't even need to reset anything. It didn't cost you anything, right? So technically yes, but you also don't see as many blown accounts. So to make moron sounds like moron. True. Maybe it's my my accent. To make moron. Maybe it isn't. W Magnus, I like how you manage your accounts. What, you like me full porting my accounts with coin flipping? I'm not sure if that's a good thing. No, but I get what you mean. Everything's so expensive. I'm trying to teach myself not to go for small players. I'm still losing. Yeah, it's unbelievable, really. It's very difficult for me. Like, let's say you're in big debt or something, which I've been in. It's very, very difficult to get out of it. It takes so long to get out of it if you just work a menial job and stuff. But like, you could literally, it sounds really gambly, but you could take a MyFunny Futures Pro account and make 50 bands on it in one trade, technically. Oh, it's Subchim. I know this guy. Modumanen. He's from Sweden as well. I met him in Discord, in Ashtray's Discord. Insane. I don't know how he found me. Cheesy balls. You two, mate. I'll keep track. Okay, I shouldn't be reading when you comment like each other's things. What's good, Jan? Greetings. Aren't you busy, Jan? Where are you? At the gym? The trade got closed in a few seconds. It was pretty quick, yeah, but I'm not really too worried because it's 3 trades. So as long as the 2 others don't get microscoped or whatever. Let me see. This is why we have the performance center. Oh my goodness. Okay, see, this is exactly why we have the performance center. You were correct. Average winning trade, 2 seconds on this account. 2 seconds. So this is something I need to keep in mind. This specific account, I need to ensure that the next 2 flips are above 10 seconds. Otherwise, I have passed accounts before. If you pass an account without the microscalper, what they did to me is they reset the account. So it's a free reset, but yeah, you have to start over. So what I would do in this case is for tomorrow and the next day, I'm actually gonna screenshot it. For tomorrow and next day, I'm gonna halve this at least, these contracts on this one. Because I don't wanna hit the microscalping thing. So it needs to take a little longer. That's a good call. You got Phil Tippy hit. Yeah, I guess I missed it then. Good morning, Anubis. Add the account and waiting for appointment. Right, okay. Alright, good luck with that. Waiting for an appointment. Is it to buy the warehouses or whatever? Jan is he's really into real estate and stuff. He's really good at it. When you full port twice, is it 2k then 2k? I wonder what's his best mathematically. It doesn't really matter. I mean, because if you full port 2k to make 4k, this he's talking about like day one on sim. If you went for the bigger target, now technically, if this is the chart, and you enter here a short, and then here you have 2k. Technically, this could be in a trend, right? It could be in a trend, and it might be easier to hit 2k, or maybe if you went long there, it's actually the bottom. Let's say you enter here instead, and it goes here, and then it turns. So it really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You could do it either way if you would go for 2R day one. And I think the optimal thing to do ROI-wise is to gun for the max payout. So you deduct what the amount you make in the flip days, unless you do like stop loss and you do 50-50, because you could risk 150 to lose 150 with a stop loss during the flip days as well. It's gonna take like 2 weeks or on average, but then you should go around 50%, right? And you should just get out, get the money out from the flip day one. And I've done this too, and it's good if you're tight on capital, but it's just frustrating. If you take a lot of losses here, you lose kind of a lot of balance, and it takes a long time. Mathematically, it's not optimal, but... And the only thing is, if you go for a big balance day one, it's possible that you get moved live. And if you get moved live, you're forced to forfeit profits. So, that's not really ideal. 8787. 8707, I should say. I do wonder though, because like let's say this experiment works, which it should. I do wonder if people start doing it as well as they see that they only need to coin flip to make money, which would be kind of sad, because then they would do something about the flex plans as well. But maybe I'm overestimating the reach here. Maybe because mentally this is not easy. You may see me do this and think this is easy. For me it is, but for many others it's really tough mentally. It's like if you need mental in trading, it's almost 10 times that you need for this. Until you get used to it. I only watched him a few streams and Forex Ike is on it. Well, he's on today, so I'll see you there, right? Not a big fan of streams, but no, I also watch yours there. I appreciate that. I appreciate you showing up every day. Really, I do. Now, I don't know how long I'll be doing this. What the hell? But, wow, it hit quick. Well, this one 47 seconds, alright. But for now I'll do it, because I need to do something about these accounts, right? But again, some full ports will probably have to be off stream in order to progress them. It's just not gonna make any sense to wait every single day to do one full port on stream, which probably won't even get completed during the stream. I don't know. Depends on the volatility, right? So 3680 as tails. My order is here, you can see. We need this green thing to get up there. It doesn't really want to right now. Oh, there we go. Picked it up. Hello, Aniket. How are you? I found CFD kind of easy because I don't have to beat draw. I just get up and withdraw. Yeah, you're correct. I did the math on stuff like FTMO, and the truth is, if you coin flip FTMO, it will take you a long time, right? For those that don't know, FTMO is like you need to make. Wait, this is the. Is this the 1 step or 2 step? This is so this is the traditional. There's a phase 1 where you have to make 10%. Your drawdown is 10%. So this is the 1-to-1 ratio. And then phase 2, you restart, you have 10% ratio, you need to make 5%. They say the max daily loss limit is 5%, but in reality you can only risk 1%, so this is stupid. It used to be like this, but people understood that you can just full port and make unlimited cash with it. Because they full port and use the fake drawdown to make a lot of real money. But I did the math on this one. The 1 step, I think this is like trailing drawdown, that's why I don't like it, or it has consistency or something. But I think I did the math on both actually, and both were profitable, just coin flipping the challenge. Like you have to understand that it's gonna take a long time to risking 1% to make 10% and then 5% after that. Like we are talking a long time to either hit this the drawdown or take profit. If you start here, it's gonna be a lot of like this, right? But it's gonna swing enough eventually. You can actually compute the amount of trades you actually need. I don't remember by heart how I did it, but I was able to calculate, and I think it took me, it would have taken, was it 1 month or something, or 2, or even 3, I think it was 1 month or something, to either pass the challenge or not, because it's gonna swing, right? A coin flip would swing like this. Now it's different if you trade, then it's gonna be easier, and then over time it's gonna get back here and so on. Like there's always gonna be a drift. Well, not always, but pretty much always. So even FTMO, they give you odds. Because when you pass, you only need to take 1 trade. Like your drawdown is here, you start here. You only need to make like 1% or 0.5%. If you get here, you can wait 2 weeks and get a payout. And then it resets, right? And you can do it the same thing over again. Like maybe it goes down a little, but it's still likely to peak above the balance. And then you take a payout. So... you could bring the best prop traders and they give handout of their strategies. You think? I mean, when you're trading, I can't think of any prop traders that are actually. I mean, I know Kane streams, but I also know a guy who watches Kane streams, right? And he has lost quite a bit of money with Kane streams. So. I'm not sure who that guy would be, and I think Jadecap is trading like paper when he does it. So I don't know, I don't trust any of them really. I do think Kane is a good trader, but you know. And he's streaming it live as well, like how do you... there's always some element of discretion to it, especially like with someone like Kane. Even if he's doing it live, I'm not sure. But... I would love if it doesn't get patched, because this is just super easy. Even coin flipping, but if you just trade. Okay, let me. Okay, let me see. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this. Arbitrum. My nose is tickling today. Right. I'm still above 50% of the starting balance, by the way. It's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So 5173. Flip this. Bring up. I'm great, Aniket. I'm great. Thank you for asking. I hope you're as well. That's exactly. Not many will be okay to blow accounts. Yeah, you're correct, Alchemist. You're correct. It's mentally very tough. So most people won't be able to do it. But then my point is, like, if you're just trading, it's because you can be a losing trader and you know, you can still make money if you size correctly. It's all about risk. Like Matt Coward talks about it a lot. It's all about risk management. At least in prop firms, it's like a what's it called? It's like a playground inside of trading itself. It's like a mini game, and there are optimal ways to play essentially inside. It's not quite like trading because of the drawdown and different rules for taking payouts and stuff. And the only thing that matters is you get a payout, right? And you qualify for them. However you do it, it doesn't matter. Can you describe the way you full port? Let's say I'm gonna do it soon. I just want this one to hit, and I'm probably gonna do it. Let's say you hit one of those 3 times. How do you decide you go long, short? What contract? So I'll do the same thing as right here. I'm gonna coin flip that. There's not much changing. The only thing that changes is this ATM setting. I can actually go over it right now. I'm just gonna read the comments real quick so I get caught up. Can you explain it? I will do it in detail, yes. I'm just waiting to see what your approach is on the funded account. Okay, I'm gonna, since so many are waiting for it, but I mean, it's super easy. The only thing is, well, I'll just do it and then we'll see what happens. Yeah, I appreciate Jan, you showing up. Jan also has a channel, by the way. He uploads there as well. That's why I don't like streams, because it influences my bias and I don't want that. Yeah, it makes sense. I'm gonna get FTMO can even not give you the fund if you use. Yeah, I know. I actually passed FTMO once by full porting NFP with just a 50k account, and then I pretty much spammed just buys at a dip, and you know, I probably risked like 5% there as well for the other phase, and then I passed, and it was warning me, and they were like, we're not gonna give you the credentials until you say that, you know, until you say you're gonna stay within this lot size or something, lot size limit. And then I had to email them and say, yeah, I agree to the terms and stuff like that. And they would say, if you breach this, then we can terminate the account and permanently ban you or something as well. So they're pretty strict with the risk rule, even in the challenge, and that's sad because it takes ages to pass the challenge. But it makes sense from their perspective. It makes sense. So what I'm gonna do, since this is probably gonna hit pretty soon, I hope it would hit TP so I don't have to reset again, but if I have to, then I have to. So when I'm gonna do the full port, I'm gonna go 2 minis. I think that's the max size. You can check it from here. If you go to add account, okay, it says 4 minis, but I'm pretty sure Tradify select scaling rule. Select flex and select daily payout. Let me see. Yeah, here we go. Look at this. So this is for select flex. This is the article. Select flex and select daily payout policies. 50k account. Starting contracts 2 mini. Right. Max contract. You will scale up to 4 minis, but I'm just interested in this. This is what I get from the start, so I'll use that. So 2 minis, and we are going for $2,000, either up or down. Okay, either we blow the account or we make $2,000 on the new sim. Oh, it's simple math, really. $2,000, 2 mini contracts is 40 points per point, right? Because 1 mini is $20 per point. So 2 minis is gonna be $40 per point. So we divide it, because we are using 2 minis, with this, so it's 50 points. We need 50 points either up or down, okay? And this ATM setting, it's in ticks, so we gotta multiply it by 4. So 50 points, we transfer it over to ticks. At this point, it's 200 ticks. And then you also gotta factor in the commission. Now you could be happy with this, but I'm not happy with it. So I want the commission as well. So I'm gonna add with Tradify, every other firm apart from Lucid is gonna be plus 2 ticks. Tradify is gonna be plus 2 ticks. Lucid is 1 tick. But all other firms is plus 2 ticks. So Tradify is plus 2 ticks to cover the commission as well. So 202 ticks. That's what I need for take profit. Then I need to set up this one. So I'm gonna call it Tradify Sim to Tradify Sim or how I'm gonna do this. Actually, I'm not even gonna call it Tradify. I'm gonna Sim to Mini FP for full port. Okay. And it was 202 ticks. Like that. I'm not using a stop loss for that. I don't. It's the same method as for this. So I do that. And now you need to ensure that. Why do I have this one? At what point did I create this? I probably showed you like stream 1 or something. But this is the one I will use for the full port. I'm just waiting for this to hit and then I'll run it. It's 50 points, so hopefully. I mean, maybe we can even watch it on the chart just for fun. But I don't really watch it, but we can do it for fun. Why not? If you really want, I could add the chart here as well. NQ. Like this. Just so you see what's going on here. Annoys me that this thing is showing here. Okay, better. You can try Funder Next Flex account. Yeah, but again, Funder Next has rules like you need to use a stop loss. You have to have a specific risk to reward ratio, so it's not gonna work. So yeah. Okay. I'm still confused because they say, watch this. They say get 40% off with code July and then 5 times 30% off. So I was thinking, because when I paid, I got the same amount both in the first purchase and the second, because I used the bundle, right? So I'm confused. Because if I do this, right? If I would go and buy another set, I'm gonna actually let me use code July just to show you. It's the same price, right, for the bundle, 469.80, and if we divide it 469.80 with 5 accounts, the cost of an account is 93.96. But if I unbundle it and then I try using the code, that is $99. But I think $99 is minus 66. I'm pretty sure that's the 40%. But it's actually cheaper to just bundle it, because I get it for 93 and 96. Right? If we look at the 165 times 0.6, which is 40% discount, we get this. So yeah, this is only true for if you buy them singular, right? But it's always better to go with bundle anyway. So it's not really true. So the only discount I guess is this, and then maybe plus 5%, I think. But I don't get this. Yeah. Absolutely not. I would not do this with a personal account, no. This only works because what you get, the leverage you get, is too much compared to what you pay for the account. You get $2,000 leverage, but you pay way less. So that's the only reason it works. I would have wanted this one to hit TP, to be honest, but it's a little bit of a shame. I don't want to wait too long either, so I probably just won't reset this one right now. I'll just start full porting a little, so get some action. How was the funded seat? I only bought 3 accounts with funded seat and I blew them up. I didn't pass the challenge, so I think I batched them, meaning I did copy all of them, but it was also volumetric. I don't understand that. I think Traderweight is much nicer. So this is, look at this. If you look at this, I enter right here. This is on a 5-minute chart. Okay, this one didn't come that close, to be honest. But sometimes it can literally come all the way here and then it turns. It happens a lot. The more accounts you run, the often it happens. So if you look at this, you're gonna lose your mind if you're not used to it. So it's almost better to not look at the chart then. As soon as this one is out, be it in profit or loss, I will full port the actual sim. 7,514. So is this one I'm going with. Okay, it flicked 2000 there, but it didn't. That's actually, it's giving you odds. I'm not sure if any of you caught it, but this one flicked at minus 2030 or something. See? But it didn't immediately liquidate. So it actually gives you a little bit of odds because it doesn't always liquidate right there at 2000. It goes a little bit above it. So that's pretty nice. Okay, so this is going to be the first full port of the sim. Okay, so I checked that this match. I checked that I have this on. I changed this to 2. I'll actually put the quantity here as well to 2 just in case I need it. And that's really it. Then we do this. We get a short, we join ask, and that's it. Now my take profit is all the way down here. My stop loss would be equal distance up here somewhere, but I don't set it right, but it would be somewhere here. It's just a 1-to-1. Now if I want to be ballsy with it, I could move this lower for a 2-to-1 or something. But that's it. That's what I do with the sim. It's nothing special. So it's the exact same thing as with the Evil, but with the sim. And again, now some of you may think, oh, I'm up $400 when you take profit. It's not part of the plan here. The part of the plan is trusting the probabilities. Like if I start taking profits or fiddling with this, like I understand that sometimes you may think, what if I take profit here and then reverse? What's the point in that? I mean, this is a random trade. It will fluctuate like this, right? It either hits my TP or it doesn't. If I start doing any other input, it will mess with the math. Okay? And that's it. And now I have 4 attempts here as well today. So technically, now I may speak a little bit too soon, but technically 2 of them should hit and 2 of them should blow. But that is such a low sample size that it's absolutely not impossible for them all to blow, for example. So let me just grab a little bit of coffee. This is going to be my 3rd cup only today. So it's like, I swear, you see the bed frame I have? You see the bed frame? The price of that bed frame is 70 euros, right? The frame itself, everything else is a little bit more costly. But the frame itself, the wooden frame, is only 70 euros, right? But my coffee machine is like 300 euros. So it's about priorities here. We only spend on what's worth spending on, right? So just stalling a bit. Chart-wise, I mean, you see this block here. If you have a push up and then a stall and then a push up, it should hold here. If this was bullish, it should hold this area and start pushing up here, chart-wise. But we are not using chart, we're just using the coin flip, so I'm not gonna do anything. But this wouldn't be the worst place to look for a reversal, essentially. If this is an uptrend, right? If this is a low, this is a high, this is a low, then this is where it should logically hold. It's also like previous highs and stuff. You see this? Takes out this low, that would be a breaker then, which is just a term for like a high or whatever. But it's not a bad place to look for a long right here. But I'm not just, if the coin flip says I'm gonna do something, then that's what I do, because this is a different game. We are trading the rules here, we're trading the math, we are not trading the chart. But I'm just saying, that holding here it would make a lot of sense. I know, because I used to scalp a lot of Bitcoin, and I used to do it on like 1 minute. And I used a lot of order blocks and fair value gaps and stuff with that. So it's almost like chess. And those of you who play chess, there is sometimes when you play chess, if you're, let's say, 1000 ELO or something, roughly 1000 ELO, I would say, that's when it happens. You just know by intuition, you know this looks right, and then you just make the move. You don't know why, but it feels right. You don't know why you make it, but it just looks right. It's kind of the same thing in the chart. What looks correct and what looks off. And it would look a little bit off. I mean, it could come, if it breaches this, I would expect it to hit my TP, because I would expect it to fill this. Maybe it could turn right before, but it would probably fill all of this, and that would look right. It wouldn't make a lot of sense to... I mean, pushing here, that would make sense. That would look right. Now, it holding here wouldn't make a lot of sense, for example. Like when it came here, holding there for a double bottom before here doesn't make sense. I don't know why, it's just intuition, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Now my question is, while I'm doing this, I can probably reset this 5173 account as well. My question is, because I will have spent 50% of my balance. My question is, should I buy another set of accounts then as well? That is a question. I don't know. I'll see. Because again, I could be more efficient. I've mostly only traded this on the streams. Fortunately, we have pretty good volatility right now though. But it can still take a long time. I have still not spent 50% of my balance. I'm now at this, I'll show you. Oh, you see that? It holds the block and then it reverses, right? That makes a lot of sense. And it trades into this breaker as well. This is a really nice strong area. It makes a lot of sense that it does that. And then when I'm actually trading in a coin fling, this is the kind of stuff I would look for to, I think, push my edge a little further. Now, am I stressing out and thinking, oh my goodness, and smashing my keyboard? I'm not, right? I'm not. It's whatever, really. So look at this. I spent nearly 50% of my balance still, but that also means I have only spent 50% of my balance. So I still have 50% less, 50% more to use. So I have a lot of gunpowder left. But yeah, it would make a lot of sense to push higher as well from here. I mean, Cheesy Balls is also the VWAP band 1. Wait, VWAP band -1. Yeah, I don't really understand how the bands work. Maybe standard deviations or something. Could be. But essentially, maybe it's easier for you to see this block. It makes a lot of sense for it to hold this block. And it's also, if it takes up this low, then this becomes what ICT would call a valid breaker, right? Right here. The last up close candle would be a valid breaker. I like ICT only because he can put names on things. Like, this is very specific. This is the one, right? This is the breaker, and it's because it takes the low, and it's because it's the last up close candle, right? So believe it or not, I can actually also trade, but it's not really needed in sim. And it's not, I would not trade this on a personal, absolutely not. But if this was on New York, well, if this was in New York, I would probably like enter with a stop somewhere here when we push up here, and then take my profit up here. I mean, if it's a 1-to-1, or I would maybe even hold for a 2-to-1 for this one, something like that. But this is the incorrect time for a personal account, right? So yeah, I mean, look, Funded God. That's if you run like multiple accounts, right? And it looks like it's a blower, by the way, the first one, which is totally cool. It doesn't matter. That's if you run multiple accounts as well. If you run a single account and then build your way up from that, then it's not gonna cost you that much. Again, it's around 10. If you have 10 times what the eval costs, that's a pretty good rule of thumb to, I would say, it would be safe. That's at least what I would follow myself. Not financial advice, by the way. So if this eval on Tradify costs me $100, to run one account, I would want to have $1,000. Right? Right now, I am running 10 accounts, which cost $100. That's 10,000. Wait, hold on. That's 1,000. What am I missing here? Hold on. 10 accounts, 10 times 10. Yeah, I need to times 10 as well. So to run 10 accounts, you should have $10,000. But I don't have that. So I'm actually extremely aggressive here. But that's only because I'm doing it on stream and I want to do it quick. But if I was doing one account, then I would look for $1,000. Right? And it's not, doesn't mean that you would spend all of it. More so means that you can take the variance if it comes. What's the stats already after 2 days? So the stats already after 2 days. Again, I have completely lost count of the resets we have done today. Hasn't been too bad. But what I do is I always check the billing page after and then update this. The stats is I've depleted 50% of the balance. I am full porting my first sim account. I have 3 left to full port. These are all cleared, these evals. This one is reset, I'm actually gonna... So I've already paid for that. But I can't tell you exactly what the stats are right now, because I genuinely don't know, because I don't know what the recent count is here. But what I can say is I haven't purchased any accounts today, but I've reset. I can only buy 5 more even on Tradify this month. They cap you at 15 accounts per month. Yeah, well, I mean, I have it in the description for the Juba, and I keep saying it. Like, this is not financial advice, of course. It's just an experiment, but it's an experiment I'm expecting to work out. I'm not. It's not like I'm doing it to find out if it works out. It's something I'm expecting to work out. Right? I wouldn't be streaming $5,000, like blowing $5,000 for fun. I'm actually expecting to make money on this. Like, that's why I do it. I just allocated because I could allocate $10,000. That's the first blower, by the way. The first sim is a blower, and it did hold the block. So what I do now is I check the next account and then just go with the next account. Okay, that's a short again. We are in. Simple as. What's up, Adam? Greetings. What time is it, Adam? Where are you at right now? Any of accounts passed yet? Yes. I mean, so this, do you see this FTD FU? Those are all sim accounts. So I just took my first sim account trade and I was up like 500, but then it reversed on me and blew out. So I only have 3 left, and this one is also a sim account I'm running on now. So, hello Abhishek, greetings. So when I blow an account, which is a sim, what I like to do, just to keep things organized, I remove this hide failed button, and then I see, okay, select flex fund that failed, view details. Can you even see that? I don't think so. And just delete it, because there's nothing I can do with a... If it's an eval, I definitely keep it because it's cheaper to reset. But if it's one of those, then I remove it. Maybe I shouldn't have refreshed. It would have been easier for you to see then. But it's gone now. Oh, look at that! Look at that drop! Boom! So I just made $2,000 on the other account. Okay, not too bad. Thank you, Trump. Not too bad. All right. But again, I'm just expecting 2 of them to hit it and 2 of them to blow out. That would be the most reasonable thing to expect. And now, since there is action, I think we should jump in again. Just because, you know, it's nice to participate in the action. Okay. It's another short. Okay. It's kind of a late short. It would have been better if I got it here, but... Wow, that's a nice drop. So, and again, I just, to prove it, that's tails. That's why I went short. It's not because it dropped. So at this point, it took out this high. I would expect this to hold, but this was such a sharp drop that it's not impossible for it to fill this really quick as well. If it starts stalling here, it can actually hold this without taking this low and start filling this in, because this is all inefficient. It's very easy for it to fill and go for a new high as well. But if it wants to go lower, I'm expecting it to be very sensitive right here to this area, to this previous low. But so far it's looking decent. So CoinFlip is doing some work here. Yeah, that was a crazy. Why did that drop happen? I don't even know. Now, this is where if you have a chart, you would be like, oh my goodness, it's gonna reverse. So that's another. So now we hit 2 of the sim accounts, and I'm gonna go in with the third one. I love this volatility. It's so quick now. You remember how I said you should only be able to full port like 3 times a day? Well, we have done 3 times within 15 minutes here. I love the volatility. There's nothing better. So at this point, look, let's see if this is a blower, because if this one blows, then it's exactly what I expected. 2 of them blow out and 2 of them hit TP. But maybe I get lucky for now, and it hits another take profit. Let's see. Volatility smoke. You don't need the volatility to do this, but it makes things so much quicker. And the quicker it is, the better it is, because the quicker you make money. With this is just, again, not financial advice. Volume and quantity is what you need, because you need as many flips as possible in order to gravitate towards the real probability. So, look at gold. I don't know if I want to change this right now. It's kind of doing action. But what is going on here? Let me see gold. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. Trump about Iran. Yeah, I saw some Iran attacks. I'm not sure, like, not to become too political about it, but I don't know what business he has doing on the other side of the globe. I don't really like that. And I thought he was done with Iran. Like, what's going on? You're all in shorts, cheesy balls? Well, good luck. I don't know when you shorted, but for your sake, I hope it goes lower. Whether I take profit here or it blows out, I don't really care for. But this is where I would, like, if you are new, you would sit here and like hope and pray that it hits take profit. But truly, it doesn't matter. There are a lot of more accounts to go through. So whether one more hits take profit or doesn't really matter. It would be nice to see these lows hold, because if it gets back above here, then technically that's that would be a deviation right here, which some would call a turtle soup. But right now it's reacting really nicely, so I would expect some speed here. But again, just to prove it, tails. That's why I went short. I don't use the chart. The chart here is only for entertainment purposes. Of course, everything is only for entertainment purposes, but specifically this chart here is just to watch it. Cheesy Boss, aren't you like holding trades for a long time? That's been a weakness for me. But I'm getting better at it. But like you see, I got a lot of shorts in a row, so that was pretty nice. But I could have also just held it on one account that makes like 6,000 on it day one. The ROI on that would be insane, and then I could still try to make more on the other accounts. So it would pay more to go with a bigger target. You see how it taps that TP? It hasn't filled it. Okay, so if you look at this, these 3 accounts, this one, this one, this one, these are all sim accounts. So out of 4 sim accounts, 3 hit. That's nice. It's not unusual, but that's $6,000. Okay, how much did I pay for the accounts? I mean, I'm not sure, but let's say all of them get to a payout now. On each one, I get $1,000 something. I would be in profit already, and I have all these accounts as a free roll at that point, and these as a free roll. So, wow, what is this volatility? It's so nice. I love it. Makes things so much quicker. So let's see here. I'm gonna go back to doing the evils then. Oh, I forgot to change this. Thankfully it didn't fill yet. Oh my goodness. I'm so stupid. Okay. I only filled 2 of them, so this is actually... okay. So I need 52. Maybe it's not needed. Maybe just hold the... Okay, let me do some quick math. Because it's so volatile, I don't need the other. 25 points. Times 4, so 102 ticks. 102, that's 25.5. Plus my entry, 240. 265.5. So I'll move this to 265.5. Had to be some quick math there. I forgot to put the quantity into 4. And sometimes this happens. So I had to do it quick just in case it spikes. It's so volatile right now. Like I could have also, I was thinking about join bid again with another 2 contracts. And then whatever the done there is check what my entry price would be. And then I would add whatever this is to that entry price. But it's so volatile, I feel like I don't even need to do that right now. But it happens sometimes, and that's why if I didn't have this chart, then I would use this order ticket instead to do the same thing. It was really good. What's it called? A really good mistake to make, because now you saw how I would handle it. Let me organize this a little better, so now you can see. Okay, so this one is a reset again. Wow, what is this? What a drop. Whew. That is crazy. Cheesy balls, you should have held this short, right? I'm not sure if you held. I don't think you did. Wow, I should have held a short. Imagine I held a short on all 3 accounts. Nah, that would destroy the experiment. I can't do that. Okay. Funded God, are you still here? Because this is something I wanted to show you. Or well, this entire thing, what happened here, is really valuable. To prove a lot that I've been talking about. Funded God, he's a great guy. He just wants to provide for his family, man. That's it. And he asked me a lot of questions, and he really tries. Yes, you're here. Wonderful. Perfect. So you saw everything that's going on. That's all I need to know then. What a drop. Wow. Now, of course, the flip here, when I got 3 tails in a row, technically it's lucky, but... Or was it? Yeah. No, it was 4 tails in a row, I think. But one of them blew out because it was short here, right? What is going on? Holy craziness. That's 400 points. Wow. But over time, it doesn't really matter because it's gonna average out anyway. So this time I'm actually gonna remember to do that. And 463. That looks fine. That's heads. Okay. I'm just checking because it's so volatile right now. I'm checking if it exceeds the 10 seconds. I don't think it did. Yeah, 8 seconds. So I need to. This account is also it's also another one that I have to go lesser with tomorrow. Okay. So I hit all these. And I still have time left, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna buy another bundle. I'm gonna bet more. That's what I'm gonna do. Trump says an Iran memorandum of understanding. I think it's finished. Wait, what does that mean? Memorandum? What is that? Is that... I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's good or bad. I saw the comments yesterday that Moroccans are here and I had to assist the live rather than watching replay. Good morning, and Raisin. Good morning. I appreciate you showing up. You missed some proper action here. We were full porting some evils. Or not evils, some Sinfanders. I hit 3 of them, 1 blew up in 15 minutes. Unbelievable. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take this bundle because it's the cheaper one. And again, I am not, someone told me this in the comment section yesterday, I am not advocating for Brian Stone or or his firm. I don't get kickback from it. I just don't have any other code. If I had my own code, I would use this and probably tell you to use it, but I don't have it. It gives you a kickback of around 6% per use, and it's better. It makes more sense for me now. I'm not even doing it for you. I'm doing it for me. It makes more sense for me to use this code than use some influencers code, because I actually get something out of it. And it's not only that. If you get a payout, you get 800 points per month per firm. If you're running multiple firms, you literally get so many free evals. It's crazy. Now, anything I make from the kickback, I'll give away here in the stream, because I use so many accounts. Let me just double check everything is correct. So for example, a Lucid 25k is like 725 points, and you get 800 points if like a bonus just for getting a payout if you use their code. So I would take that 800 and buy another eval with it, and it skews your odds in your favor over time even further. So that's why I do it, and many don't even know about it. Now, if it's MyFun Futures, it doesn't work on MyFun Futures. You just use code YouTube on them. It's easier. But on Tradify and Lucid at least, even Alpha, but Alpha I think you have to do it manually for purchases. Otherwise it auto tracks for Lucid and Tradify. Okay, so I am purchasing another bundle. Okay, and now we are officially at $2,000 balance left, but I purchased all 5 accounts I needed. Okay, it's actually gonna be the same price, like so. Reasons I have to check later. I cannot purchase any more Tradify accounts this month. Now, my only worry is the more accounts I purchase, the bigger the risk they move me live, and that basically kills this entire experiment, right? So that is a worry indeed. But we'll see. I hate when they move you live and then force forfeit all the accounts and everything. Damn, it's risky. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because my issue is, if I get the payout on some accounts now, let's say 5 accounts, and they move me live, then they force forfeit all the other accounts. They get closed. All the profits, well, they're not gonna be in profit, but they would get closed. Because I'm not gonna take a payout until all accounts, all 5 can take a payout, essentially. That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, maybe that wasn't smart to have $2,000 there, or to buy this bundle, but whatever. Okay, whatever. Sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith and hope they don't move you. Because I'm already at almost $30,000 in lifetime payouts with them. It's risky because of it. Not even. Magnus, I want to do this with you so bad, but I don't have the bankroll. Yeah, I mean, look, I've been in your position. I said this many times. I didn't have anything. Like, I started with MyFun Futures starter accounts and built up a bankroll that way. But I was trading kind of properly back then as well. Like, because I was scared of losing. I couldn't afford to lose them, quite literally. But what the minimum bankroll needed is the eval you buy, or that I would do. Now, of course, I'm way too aggressive here, running this many accounts, but that's only because it's a stream. Is 10 times. So if an eval costs $70, you would need $700 to start with. If you run 2 accounts, then that's 140 if it costs 70. So you would need 1,400 to run 2 accounts, and so on. That's the safe option, and I'll tell you where the number comes from as well. So there's a tail. So I don't think that's gonna fill, man. This might be left open. Okay, it's not perfect. I was worried because it rebalanced this part, and this could be a gap, a fair value gap in the future, which is untapped if it really speeds up. But it looks fine now, even though I'm losing on it. But so the math. Oh my goodness, it's so quick. I don't have time to explain. The math of 10. so it's the eval is 70. Why I say I would use 700 as the starting bankroll. It comes, the X10 comes from 3 attempts at eval and 3 attempts at sim funded. You multiply them, you get 9, and then I round it up to 10 just because it's cleaner. And I remember someone, because I'm not the only one, I got people in my XDMs that do something similar, even at CFD props, and they crunch numbers, and they also say like X10. So I don't know where they get it from, but I guess it's nice Confluence. If it's a 50% consistency account, you have roughly 1/3 of a chance of passing. So that's where the 3 comes from. Now if it's Tradify, it's almost 1/4, but it's somewhere in between 1/3 and 1/4. So that's where it comes from. Well, that was a nice overshoot. 8425. Okay, that's heads. Thunderguard, okay, finished my trading experiment today. 8 accounts, advanced 3 fails. Out of 20 accounts from day 1, 8 accounts are still alive. Was that a what's it called? 40% consistency. So it was a 3-day pass. Because then it's roughly, you could expect around this many to pass. So let's say 6 for simplicity's sake to pass. So passing 8 is actually a little bit better variance than expected. But yeah, it's good. And that doesn't mean that in the future you would have bad variance. That's not how it works, so don't worry about it. It's just they will come bad and there will come good times. This is even regular trading. Thanks guys. So say you used an edge like a simple breakout at market open with something with about 50% AK better than CoinFlip. Would this increase safety? If you have a better win rate than 51%, better than 50%. If you are better than a CoinFlip, then of course, yes, it will affect the probabilities in a good way. But you need to actually know, are you better than a CoinFlip? Because the truth is, I will show you this. This is something not many know about either. Tails. Okay. I only know that My Friend Future shows this. I don't know what other firm shows this. Maybe Topstep. But watch this. If you scroll down, you will see this. Where are the numbers? Here, look at this. Oh my goodness. Here. 2024-2025 evaluation program performance summary. Now remember, the rules this year, the rules this year was way easier because you had starter accounts as well, which are like 1-day pass and 2,500 drawdown and stuff. Well, read this. Between Jan 1 and July 1, so this is 1.5 years, MFU collected and reviewed program viewed statistics related to participant outcomes across all. So this is about the sim accounts and the data. During this period, 20.35% of all eval accounts who successfully complete the required objectives and certified. So this is who passed. So if you passed, 20% of those. Hold on, 20% of all evaluations accounts who successfully. Okay, right. So this is pretty advanced English for me, but the way I understand this is 20%, 20.35% of all eval accounts passed. This is below a coin flip, right here. This is below a coin flip. If you coin flip Tradify, that's 29% roughly. If you coin flip current My Friend Futures, that's 1/3. That's 33%. But back then it was even easier because it was 1-day pass. It's easier with 1-day pass, and you had a bigger drawdown. So this is well below coin flip for passing an eval. And then look at this. Among all participants who began the evaluation progress, okay, hold on, approximately at some point following, okay, but that's 43.41% at some point. That's of any, I think that's all the entire customer base. Like if you buy many evals. Oh hold on. This includes individuals this includes individuals who purchase multiple evaluation programs over time. So 43.41% if you buy many accounts. So this is the number to look at. So this is well below a coin flip if you try to pass an eval. 28.56% earned at least one payout based on similar trading and compliance. 28.56% is lower than if you would full port the way I do it. Because the way I do it without a stop loss, you have a 37.5%. You have a 50% to hit the first trade, and then you flip. That's another 75%. You multiply those, you get 37.5. So now they were worse at passing the eval than a coin flip, and they were worse at getting to a payout than a coin flip. Additionally, 1% of individuals participating in a sim funded account were promoted to live, and this is 1% of those that passed an account, not 1% of everyone who tried an eval, because that would be way less, you see. And this is with better, the easier rules, so you can expect, because I think I found this elsewhere as well. I'll see if I find Topstep. This means that MFU is the easier one. Like, these stats are probably industry highest because they had the highest drawdown to use as well, and one-day passes on the starter accounts during this period of time. So even on MyFed and futures, they were way below a coin flip, both in passing and in the sim environment. You see, and this is why this thing exists, because most people they are worse off than a coin flip. So you need to actually have backtested like proof that you're better than a coin flip if you run it, not just believe that you are. You need to have actually proof of it. Let me see, did this one? Yeah, 27 seconds, fine. Let me run this and then I'm gonna see Topstep. 7423. Oh, it's a lot of accounts now. 7423. Okay. So that is a heads. Okay. Let me just read some comments and I'll check the Topstep. What about Rapid Challenge? One trade to pass and 30% in the funded. Is Rapid one day pass? I don't think that's true. And Rapid is 50% consistency, not 40%. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I mean, for the eval, Rapid is the same. It's like 1/3 of a chance to pass. But for the sim, it's difficult because it's intra. You need to actually compute the intraday drawdown as well. It's very difficult to do math-wise. I think 4 min is part of the edge to not gonna. Nah, it isn't. It just speeds things up. If anything, I think the lower risk is gonna increase your chances. I just want speed. How quick was this? Oh my goodness, that's 4 seconds. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna have to ensure that this one is above 10 seconds as well tomorrow. And then we have this one left, 0775. I'm just worried I get moved to live because that's gonna suck. 0775. So I'm gonna reset this one as well. What about coin flipping pro accounts? I did the math on pro accounts as well. I computed what the how much it would cost to go live on pro accounts, and then basically it was risk-free. You can expect to go break even and just get a free live account. It's kind of stupid. But I don't know about like going for the big hitters. You also realize that it's more expensive than others. The pro account. So see. So it's gonna affect everything. You know, you need to compete with the new price too. But maybe if I have time, I can run it on the pro as well. Shouldn't be too difficult. But I really want to show the Topstep thing because I know they have data available somewhere. Oh, it didn't reset yet? The irony, people that try to actually trade struggle and don't pass as well. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's so stupid. But it's because people, it's also because people, they mess with, the mental aspect is huge. So they self-sabotage. Like you said, Thunder God, you were up in a trade at some point. This is for the rest as well. He was up in a trade at some point, and then maybe he was down or something, and then he wanted to reverse. That's the thing that messes everything up. Because when you think you know better and then you self-sabotage with some input that is not needed, then that is what gives the prop firm the edge. They monetize human failure, not odds like a casino, like emotions. Because there's no other way to explain it, really. Which type of account is best at MFU? I mean, rapids are insane if you clear the buffer. Pros are insane if you want to go for $100,000 in payouts. Builder is good if you're new. Flex, of course, Flex is what I would run, but Flex is I don't know. I'm suspecting some changes across the space when it comes to the Flex type of product. No DLL, no consistency. But I hope it's gonna take a while, and it's not that easy, because the more firms that remove that option, everyone else is gonna get their customers. So let's say my friend Future would remove the Flex, well, then Tradify would get their customers, or Lucid, for example. Or let's say Tradify also removes, everyone goes to Lucid or something, or Topstep, and then it actually becomes more profitable for them because most of the people lose. And that's also why the payout caps have been pressed down. Oh, this is Xao. Xao is the CFD version of gold. Yeah, it's a nice drop. Many don't have coin flipping frequency in trading. They trade very less. Coin flipping is way too high frequency. I mean, look, it depends on the volatility a lot as well. But I mean, I sit here 2 hours every single day. This is my day 3, and I've made quite a bit of progress so far. Mostly I'm talking about FunderNext Rapid Challenge. Oh, FunderNext, yeah, but they require a stop loss, so I'm not gonna run on FunderNext because of that. You could, but you need another approach. This wouldn't work on them, I think. But it's nothing against FunderNext. It's I think they're doing a decent job anyway. Better than Funding Ticks, so they rug pulled. You know, Funding Ticks was a catastrophe, really. It's still a blower. Come on, man. I really want to get that finished. Let me show you the top step as well. So, top step success rate. Oh, it was like Combine or something. Combine. I'll show you. There's a video here. And firms like I also got this comment. Firms like Topstep, they restrict how many times you can reset a day, but it really does nothing. The only thing it does is slow the method down. It doesn't kill the method. So someone's saying like, oh, other firms are also gonna restrict you, like how many resets you can do a day on per account. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's gonna slow down the speed, but that's it. The only thing, I can't even think of a thing they could do, really. But surely they can, apart from raising prices, surely they can do something about this. But it's not going to be easy. And it's like, if they do it, then every other firm gets a benefit from another firm making a change. So it's very tough. I lost the music stopped here. Okay. I'm just gonna restart it easier that way. From like 2 hours ago. This music, by the way, it's a Zara shop in Deep House. You know, when you go to Zara and shop, they have kind of bangers there. I'm hoping this one hits now, so I don't have to reset anymore today. Not that I don't like, I would mind it, but it's just kind of annoying. That's about it, really. Smoke Trade just hit 50% profit on one of my eval. Good job. Good job. We still have half of it left, so relax, you know. But it's good. And you smoke, you're also trading, right? You're not coin flipping, so that's even better. Did I miss something here? Man, you're really making my brain shake. After you evaluate all my risk management, reflect about all of this. Yeah, I mean, I've thought about it a lot. I used to sit down at the cafeteria and again, use the notepad and sit down and just do math and all kinds of theories and everything with just a pen and paper. Oh my goodness, you gotta be kidding me. There's no way. Come on, man. It's just because I don't... It's so annoying having to go and reset again. Whatever. Okay, look at this. Approximately 5% to 10% of traders successfully pass the Top Step Trading Combine. Can that... No, this is the source is Skimmel Trading. I don't think that's correct. I have... Actually, I have... if I go to Twitter... I have this... Okay. I have this somewhere. And that's... Let me see. Because I pulled the stats on it. No, that's not it. That's not it. Where is it? Yeah, this, by the way, this was me like a few years back. These were my shoes, by the way. And this is not a long time back. And even go back like 1.5 years, I didn't have a lot, right? But this was a little bit further back, but like these were my shoes. Like imagine I have a hole in my shoe here, but I also have the same hole in my sock, you know? And these shoes, they were from, well, I'm not sure where they were from. These may be Temu shoes, but it lasted me like 2 years or something. Cost me like €7 or something. So trust me when you say like money is tight, I understand. Here we go. Watch this. In 2025, approximately 16.8% of all initiated Top Step Trading Combines were successfully completed. This is half of that who would pass if you would flip a coin, by the way. Because flipping a coin is like 1/3, and this is 1/6, roughly. 1/6 would be 16.6. Allowing traders to advance to the final list, while roughly 51.8% of individual participants managed to pass at least one combine, the overall success rate for all attempts remains lowest. This means if you reset and try again, this is all their base who actually tried. Yes, over half of them, or roughly half of them, they did pass the combine, but they needed multiple attempts for it. Per attempt, this is the only thing that matters, is that this is way lower than a coin flip. Combine pass rate 16.8%. Participant, this is what we showed. Funded payout success rate 33.3% of traders at the fund that received a payout, and this is of everyone that passed. So it's I think it's out of this number, right? It's not out of this number because that would be way lower, and even this number is less than a coin flip. Because that's 37.5%. If you would go for what I do, if you would go for a smaller payout, then it's actually higher. And live funding conversion rate, less than 1% of XPS funded traders. So this is, my friend futures at 1%. This is even lower. And this is only of those that are XPS funded, not all of all attempts. I think that's enough proof that most people are just worse than a coin flip. Magnus, where do you rank Top Step? Depends for what. For this method, they are kind of expensive, but maybe third or something for this method. As in general, as a firm, it depends. It depends on your trading style, really. I'm not sure, but they definitely came down. They are not number one anymore. They used to be like by far number one, I think, but. And they're not even close to number one, I think, anymore. And you have a lot of affiliates. They trash Topstep, right? But you also have to remember they don't get kickbacks. They don't get any affiliate kickbacks or anything from Topstep. So of course they have all the incentive to trash Topstep because they don't get anything from it. They make a lot of money from affiliate stuff. Then same thing. Someone says something bad about like a Lucid CEO. Well, he gets trash for it because every big affiliate, and look, I don't know why small affiliates who are losing money, doesn't make a lot of sense. Not affiliates, small traders would defend a CEO necessarily if they're clearly doing something stupid. I understand the bigger players would defend because I mean they get paid from them, so it would be bad. It would be bad look otherwise. It doesn't make a lot of sense. If you get paid from something like, I'm not gonna talk trash about my boss, for example, that wouldn't make a lot of sense, right? No, I don't have any reason to talk trash about them, but it wouldn't make a lot of sense. By the way, I met Matt Leach on the Prop Firm Expo in London. He's really great. He's really great. Super kind guy. Super kind. I met Luke as well. So what I just did is I reset this final account I'm trying to pass here. Hopefully I pass it soon so I don't have to reset it again because it's just so boring going through that reset process. That says. If you set stop loss to minus 2000, which is equal to maximum loss limit, would it be okay for Funded next? No, they count the stop loss. So if you're going for like a small target at 200, then that risk reward is gonna be way too low. They're not gonna allow that. I thought about it. 99% sure Funded does not need stop loss for futures. Does the CFD said, right? The answer you got wrong from Google AI. I think double check. It wasn't Google AI. It was their Discord, the Funded Next Futures Discord. That's where I got it from. So it's very hard to find, but I found it from Discord. I don't know what I searched for. Why I searched for something, but it's from there. It was like this long list of everything. It was literally like an entire A4. There's no way I have to. Oh my goodness. But it's real. It's real. Trust me. It's not from their site. It's from the Discord. Because if they would change that, I would probably have ran them. I did the math on the Rapid accounts already. Way back. So annoying having to go through this again. Off topic, Magnus, what's your trading setup? What's powering it? Are we talking oh, what do you mean trading setup? Like PC setup? Or are we talking about something else? If you're talking about PC setup, I have 3 monitors. It's a what's powering it? Like what computer? I'm not too good at computers, but I do have 32 gigs of RAM, and I have a. I'm not sure what graphics card I have, but I have a pretty good PC. It cost me like. Let me see if I can find it. Let me just. I have 2 monitors and 1 widescreen monitor, so 3 monitors in total. And it's not enough. And to be honest, like it's all something that I reinvested from prop payouts. So the entire setup is just prop payouts. Let me see if I can get in here. I'll show you. Okay. Alright, here we go. So I have this. This is what I have. I'm not too good at like PC stuff, but it's decent for sure. And my speed was like 600, like upload speed 300 and download speed 600, I think. So it's alright. It's not the best, but it's definitely decent. Oh my goodness. This final account is really unlucky, isn't it? Because I think this has blown like 4 or 5 times in a row now. And every single flip is 66% that I should hit it. So this is the unlucky one for sure out of these. It's quickly depleting my cash here. That is so annoying. I have 2000 download, 100 upload here in Hungary. Yeah. It's decent. The thing is, I work at My Friend Futures or My Friend TV. So I need to have an alright setup, you know, for example, to run the duck race or something. Otherwise it's just gonna look awful. Well, this is a tough capture. That's a bus, that's also a bus. Okay. So after this I will have $1,500 left. But I kind of overspent. I didn't need to spend this much because I bought so many accounts. But I'm still, like, the bankroll is still healthy. At this stage, it's very healthy. Okay, let's try this again. Flip. Nice tails. A bit annoying if it blows here because the previous ones were all heads and they all blew. Barbie has 128 gigs of RAM. Yeah, so it's a pretty good setup. Was there any kind of math for 5k initial balance? Yes, there was. I computed the probability of how much it would cost me to pass 15 accounts, and it was like $6,000 something. But I think 5,000 is just cleaner. And obviously the lower I go, because there needs to be a balance between what's realistic, because most people can't spend $5,000, right? But I also want speed in order to show like the scale that I'm doing this on. And you know, some people on X, they think I'm crazy for flipping a coin and being ready to spend $5,000 on it, which I understand, but they don't see the probability of things working out. And look at that, on the dot at 5 AM EST, I finished all the flips. So to recap the day, I passed 4 accounts that were at day 2, so they passed that. I activated it. 4 sim accounts, 3 of them hit TP, so that's $6,000 on this, but this is not 6,000 I can withdraw yet. Okay. And 1 of them blew up. The rest I just spammed evals on. The final eval was almost impossible to pass. I failed it maybe 5 times before it hit, but that's fine. Overall, it was successful. The only issue is, so tomorrow these I'll start flipping days on. That's without a stop loss. I was going for the base hits. And those can also take time. If you're unlucky and goes like towards your stop loss, then that's bad. Because it can take a lot of time, but usually it's quick. And then 1, 2. I have 2 accounts here. These are day 2 accounts. So if I hit them tomorrow, I can activate them and full port them as well. Everything else is day 1, so I need to work on them to get anywhere. But my only worry is I get sent to live. I don't want that. How many accounts are you stacking with 35? So ideally I would have 5 accounts. I would wait before taking the first payout and then take payout on all 5 accounts. They can move me live after that, which means, well, I get live account, I would full port that probably as well. Probably on stream. And and they would also forfeit. That would suck. They would close all the other accounts, so every other account was a waste of money then. That's my only worry here. But yeah. Yeah, but Take Profit Trader, they have a good rep. Anyways, that's all I know. But it's not with this this kind of method. Was there any kind of math for FICE initial? I computed that, yeah. It was like, without going too deep into it, it was 15 accounts times the probability of resetting 4 times, because you have a 29% chance. Actually, not resetting 4 times, it's resetting 3 times. Because when you buy, that's one of the purchases. And then 3 resets, you get 4. So you reset this many times. So you need to purchase the account 15 times you purchase. Well, I guess, yeah, but the purchase also costs more. So I basically did the math on this, and if a reset is $100, then it's the same as this times 3. So I get $4,500 here spent on resets for 15 accounts. And then you need to plus the price of acquiring them, which let's say it's just $100 for simplicity's sake. Actually, let's say like 105. Then it would be 105 times 15, and whatever that is. And then I add this and this together, and I got like around $6,000 or something. But I just wanted to have a clean number. 5,000 seemed like a clean number to both keep it as low as possible, but also for the speed, so I can do exactly this. Look at this. Because I'm probably gonna upload it to X later today again when I update this day. How many accounts are you stacking with Rift? This is 15 accounts right now, but I want 5 on the sim. But I'm probably gonna have more than that at this rate. How many accounts have you passed already? Well, I passed 4 accounts, right? And 1 of them blew up and 3 of them hit. So everything else is not yet passed. These are all sim accounts now. Base hits you use 1 to 2 NQ contracts. We'll look at that tomorrow. But it depends. Like if it would be this kind of volatility that we had today, I would probably use 1 contract, because this is like going incredibly quickly. But I think I usually do 2 contracts, but it doesn't really matter. The only thing is the speed is more. Of course, I think the risk is a little bit higher on the higher contracts, because the Nasdaq doesn't need to move a whole lot to go then, because it probably ranges at least a little bit, and then that's enough to hit my TP usually. But I'm not sure how much it matters actually. So chances are higher to hit TP now on these flipping days, but still, who knows? Yeah, well, I mean, I could blow all the accounts tomorrow. It has happened. I have passed accounts like this, and the next day I blew out 3 in a row, aiming for 150 with 2,000 stop loss. I blew out them all in a row, 3 in a row. So it has happened, but that's incredibly unlucky. But yeah. So tomorrow, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to flip these accounts, hopefully activate some more, full port them as well. And I think the balance I'm at right now might also be good for the record is this. So I spent a lot on the final account, and I spent a lot on resets and accounts so far, but it cost me 3,500 only. I still have a lot of money left. Like, I could use this for another firm. But given I have so many trades, maybe I will. Maybe I will run another firm as well. I need to update the sheet as well. But this is what I'm at right now. I'm actually gonna just have it like that. And well, that annoys me. They're not quite the same size. That's fine, I guess. So I spent a lot on the resets, but this is still like what's expected. And the fact that I hit 3 of the accounts already, and I have this many accounts, you can't look at just this and say, oh, that's a lot of money. I mean, it is a lot of money, but I have a lot of accounts as well, which are all, you know, I don't need to reset any of them tomorrow. Like looking at them the way they are right now, at least. So I'm glad you found value in it. I'm glad you found value in it. But again, I would do this either way. Because I'm expecting to make money on it. I wouldn't do this if I would not expect to make money. I'm not gonna do an experiment to lose money on it. So, of course, I can lose money on this, but that's not what I'm expecting. So, yeah, I think I built a pretty good record about being transparent at this point. So, instead of resetting, resets are cheaper. And I have 15 accounts now. That's the maximum I can purchase on Tradify in one single month. They won't let me purchase more. And in fact, I already have too many accounts. Thank you, Smug3 as well, and congrats on passing or getting 50% on the sim. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm gonna wrap this up here. Again, I appreciate everyone showing up, and I will be here tomorrow again. So if you have any other questions or anything at any point, just swing by, or just wanna watch me, I guess, gamble these accounts, then just turn up. But other than that, I will see you tomorrow, and I really appreciate all of you being here. So thank you so much.